Hello beauties, and welcome back to the Bumpy Bones Locksport channel. So Stu has released his second challenge for the Shacklemen club, so let's go ahead and get started here. So in the second challenge, Stu wants us to take our pair of handcuffs and shim them open with a homemade shim. Now this is my first time doing a homemade shim for handcuffs, and I had a lot of fun trying to figure out the approach I wanted to take to this. Initially, I was going to use a soda can and make a shim out of a soda can. And how does shimming work? Well, shimming works by taking a piece of metal, and this is a handcuff shim that I got from Southern Specialties. And what you're doing is you're sliding this into the groove here where you have the actuator, or the ratchet, or actually the prowl there. And what that's going to do is it's going to get in between the prowl and the teeth here, and it's going to prevent them from locking in place, and so you can just slide the single strand here over the shim and open the handcuffs this way. But Stu doesn't want us to use a pre-made official handcuff shim. He wants us to make our own homemade shim. And so I was going to use the soda can. I've known people do it with a soda can, but I couldn't quite get it to work. The soda can, the aluminum in the soda can here is very, very flexible. And so when I went to kind of get it in between the prowl and the teeth, it would bend, it would crumple up, and it just wouldn't work. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a shim out of a bobby pin, and this works really well. So let's go ahead and demo this first, and then we'll make it. So in the challenge, Stu wants the single strain up, and so we're going to go ahead and do that. So here we go, got nice and tight and all that. So I'm just going to take my new shim, and I'm going to just kind of put it here off to the side, just kind of slide it in where I can. Alright, so I'm kind of got it in as far as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and push the handcuffs in a little bit while pushing in the shim here to get it in there. Come on, you can do it. I did this just a moment ago. There we go. Alright, and there we go. So let's go ahead and do it on this other side here. So this one's actually probably going to be a little bit easier. I got a little bit more room. So there we go. We got that shimmed open. It worked pretty nicely with these cuffs here. So how do we make this shim? Well, let's go ahead and handcuff ourselves back up and do it while we're handcuffed, just to make it a little bit more fun. Alright, so I've got the bobby pins from the Dollar General, and the nice thing about these bobby pins are they are flat, and that makes making a shim out of these really, really easy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bend it open. Alright, and what we're going to do is bend it so, you know, we got like a 45-degree and all that. And then on the flat end here, I'm just going to take my multi-tool here, open this up, and what we're going to do is just cut off this little knob that's at the end of our bobby pin here. Alright, so now that is flat. Now we might be able to pull this off with just that and not having to do anything else. So let's give this a try. So that fit in there pretty nicely, and there we go. And that's actually kind of the perfect width for this here. And so let's go ahead and try this side here. And there we go. We got in and that. Let's grab another pair here. So I've got my Peerless, let's see here, which ones are these? These are the 700. So that was the 750C that we were working with just now. These are 700Cs, so let's go ahead and do the same thing with this. So, yep, this is the one we just made. Nice thing about this is with this way that it's angled here, it actually gives you a really good grip on the shim. And there we go, nice and easy. And nice and easy, so perfect. This worked extremely well. I'm actually probably going to keep a couple of these in my kit now. The other thing I did on my initial shim, you'll notice that I did file it down a bit. So I did go through and just narrow it down. I took my file here and just kind of ran it, on each side like this for a bit. Just to kind of flatten it out and get the that paint off of it, just to narrow it up a little bit, because the thinner the shim is, the better it will work on a different pair of handcuffs. I haven't tried this on any others. I tried it on the ASPs and it didn't. It's too thick for ASP. And in fact, let's grab a pair and just give it a try real quick. I'm not going to throw both on. I'm just going to do it this way. Let's try. Yeah, that's. Oh, wait. Ah, it works with the ASP. Awesome. Cool. Alright, so it worked with ASP. What about Smith & Wesson? Alright, so Smith & Wesson here. Let's go ahead and throw this on. And let's take the one we just made. This one might be a little bit too tight. Yeah, that's not going to go in there. Alright, let's try the one that my concept one, which is a little bit narrow. Yeah, so that's kind of tight. So, the benefit of getting the ones through like Southern Specialties is that they are more narrow, but I don't think I was able to get this guy shimmed open before. This is the one that does give me a lot of problems with shimming, so I'm probably... Oh, wait. Nope. Uh-oh. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and just use a key rather than fight with this for a while. There we go. Alright, so Smith & Wesson doesn't work on too well, but it did work on the Peerless and the ASP, which was awesome. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Stu, that was a very fun challenge. First time that I actually made my own handcuff shim, which was a really kind of a valuable and interesting experience doing that. So I'm definitely keeping these in my kit. And so, as always, I hope everybody enjoyed my video. Do feel free to like and comment on the video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope everybody has a beautiful day. And Stu, I am really looking forward to the next challenge that you come up with. See you all later.